Ja, hallo, liebe Leute, hier sind wir wieder. Um, I mean, hello again. There we are again. I forgot for a minute that I wanted to do this in English as well. Last round of our tournament from the 28th of September this year, 2019. Our final, and again, it's Republic against Empire. So for the next tournament, I will try to get more diversity in the lists, and I have some ideas about how to do this on camera. So, and also we will try for our next tournament to do a live stream. For all those who are interested, yeah, because we are recording already with OBS, so we try to do next time also online and do this kind of video as well. So the comments will still be, but we'll also have a not commented live stream of the videos. So, enough about that. Noch kurz auf Deutsch natürlich. Wir werden versuchen beim nächsten Turnier dann vielleicht einen Livestream, oder nicht vielleicht, sondern wir werden versuchen einen Livestream aufzubauen. Wir nehmen so oder so schon mit OBS auf und diese Software erlaubt es uns eigentlich auch einen Stream zu machen. Haben es bis jetzt noch nicht gemacht, weil halt einfach nicht so viele Leute da vielleicht mitschauen können und wir so Aufwand und Ertrag ein bisschen abschätzen mussten. Und wir haben jetzt gemerkt, okay, der Aufwand ist nicht so groß und dann können wir es wahrscheinlich auch noch live machen. Es wird weiterhin diese Kommentarvideos geben dazu, ziemlich sicher mit doppelter Geschwindigkeit, denn die Livestreams werden mit sehr großer Wahrscheinlichkeit nicht kommentiert sein. Da haben wir ein bisschen die Schwierigkeit, da was aufzubauen oder so. Aber vielleicht habt ihr eine Meinung dazu, ist Livestream gewünscht oder nicht, dann könnt ihr das unten dann reinschreiben. Dann, wie gesagt, wir versuchen es eigentlich beim nächsten Mal umzusetzen und so. Jetzt wechsle ich wieder auf Englisch. So, English again for the lists. Let's see what's in our final here. The Republic list. We have Obi-Wan again. I think he was in every Republic list on the camera. Let's talk about his ability. Neither. Don't know what I want to say. His ability: after a friendly ship at range 0 to 2 spends a focus token, you may spend one force. If you do, that ship gains one focus token. So if you spend the focus, you get one back. And it's a token you get back, so you don't have to do the action again, so it's totally fine with the rules. His ship has Fine-Tune's control. After a fully execute maneuver, you may spend one force to perform a boost or barrel action. So, and what does he have for upgrades? He has Sense on him. We also know this one. During the system phase, you may choose one ship at range 0 to 1 and look at its style. If you spend a force, you may choose a ship at range 0 to 3 instead. In the last video, the Republic player, no, the last wasn't the second video, the Republic player used this perfectly to get his intel on the ships. Just rewatch that video if you want to see how to use Sense quite well. Yeah. All right. Then he isn't in a Delta 7B, but he has calibrated laser targeting. That's something new. What does that? While you perform a primary attack, if the defender is in your bullseye, add one focus result. So you get the focus. You are a force user, so you can use it to get more offensive power, but you have to be a bit precise. But it's quite nice to have this focus token. Actually, it's not new. It's new in English, I think. Doesn't matter. You can also reroll that focus result because you it's while you perform a primary attack. So you can choose when you get this focus result. So it can be before you do your reroll. So you can spend the target lock to reroll it if you don't want to use a focus or force to change it somehow, or maybe you hope for a crit. That's that. Then we have Anakin Skywalker, but it's more like Annie, not Anakin, because he's a quite bit younger and flying N1 starfighter. And his ability is a bit different too. and reads as follows. Before you reveal your maneuver, you may spend a force to barrel roll. This is not an action. So you can do the barrel roll like twice, because that's a nice trick, I guess. Yeah. He has 1 force, so he can do this once per round, and it's regenerative, this force, so he can do it each round if he wants to. He can do 2 barrel rolls, for example, or he can do a barrel roll or a boost or whatever he wants to do. And it's before you reveal your maneuver. That's also a bit important, because you don't see your maneuver, or your opponent doesn't see your maneuver, actually. And maybe he has an ability which triggers the same time, so be mindful of the wording. Is it before, while, or after you reveal or do certain things? That's that. And it's not an action, it says so explicitly. So, and his ship has an ability as well. It's full throttle. After you fully execute a speed 3 or higher maneuver, you may perform an evade action. So you can get his evade. It's like Rick Olay. It's the ship's ability anyway. So otherwise, he's naked. He could use a talent upgrade. That's worth mentioning. He's a force user, which can take a talent upgrade instead of a force upgrade. But the player chose neither. Alright, then we have 2 similar ARC 170s, and it's the 104th Battalion pilot. No abilities whatsoever, but they are not alone in their ship. They have a 7th Fleet gunner, which reads as followed: Galactic Republic only, and it's a gunner. While another friendly ship performs a primary attack, if the defender is in your firing arc, you may spend 1 charge. If you do, the attacker rolls 1 additional attack die, to a maximum of 4. During the system phase, you may gain 1 disarm token to recover 1 charge. So this is if you have like a swarm or multiple, like 4 ships of those arcs, which don't work because they are 51 points. But if you have like 3 ships of them with this gunner, or if any other ships who can take a gunner, and you could take them on them, and you have like 4 of them, it's so that you don't have too much attack dice, essentially. I don't know why they maximum, but they did, and I think it's probably a good thing, because you can with the arcs range 1, you have already 4. If you have 2 or 3 others, you can go up to 5, 6, or even 7 attack dice, and that's brutal. That would obliterate any ship that would fly against them. So, and yeah, it's the same ship for both. It's the same for both arcs, which means we are done with this list and can go to the Imperial list, which we already know from another game on the camera, and that's also a reason why I have to rethink my scheduling, so that this situation can be avoided somehow. Yeah. We have Soontir leading this squad together with Darth Vader, but Soontir is there, and his ability is in German. Why is it in German? I thought I pressed English, so I can just read it for you. At the start of the engagement phase, if there's an enemy ship in your bullseye, gain 1 focus token. Again, it's a focus token, not the focus action, so you can get it even while stressed. Auto thrusters are the ship's ability, and read as follows: after you perform an action, you may perform a red barrel roll or a red boost action. That's nice. And he has a talent, and it's Predator, which triggers with the same conditions as his abilities. While you perform a primary attack, if the defender is in your bullseye, you may re-roll 1 attack die. So quite offensive. As we know him, he can die fast, but he can kill fast as well. That's that. We have Darth Vader, also initiative 6, and his abilities. After you perform an action, you may spend a force to perform an action. Quite important, the action, if the action fails the first one, you can't use his abilities. That's that. His ship's abilities: advanced targeting computer. While you perform a primary attack against the defender, you may against the defender you have locked, roll 1 additional attack die and change 1 hit to a crit result. You can choose when to change this hit to a crit, so you can change it and re-roll all other dice if all the others are blanks, like that, with your target lock, for example. He has a force ability, and it's hate. After you suffer 1 or more damage, recover that many force. It's quite nice because he has 3 forces, and with his pilot ability, he tends to, or player tends to want to use the whole range of actions he can take, but then you don't have any for your defense. And so if you suffer because of your decision to spend all your focus, all your force on your actions, you kind of recover when you suffer damage. So yeah, it's maybe a bit upside, I don't know. Then he has the fire control system. While you perform an attack, if you have a lock on the defender, you may reroll 1 attack die. If you do, you cannot spend your lock during this attack. So 1 free reroll if you have the target lock. You have the advanced targeting computer, so you maybe don't want to spend it anyway if you don't have to generate those crits results regularly, and have your extra attack die, and don't have to spend all the force on the target log action. So then a bit of repositioning bonus with afterburners. After you fully execute a speed 3 or higher maneuver, you may spend 1 charge to perform a boost action even while stressed, and you can do this twice in a game because you have 2 charges. Lastly, we come to another force user of the Empire, the Grand Inquisitor, and his ability: while you defend at attack range 1, you may spend 1 force to prevent the range 1 bonus. And it continues: while you perform an attack against a defender at range 2 to 3, you may spend 1 force to apply the range 1 bonus. So you can deny your opponent the range 1 bonus if they attack your Grand Inquisitor, but you can enable the range 1 bonus for yourself when you attack someone beyond range 1 by spending 1 force. He has 2 force, so you can do either one once, or the defending party can do twice in a round, but remember, he only recovers 1 force after each round. So, not getting any longer, let's start the video. Here we are. They are placing obstacles. Both players have decided to take the gas clouds. I myself, I'm Imperial and Republic player. So, and when I'm flying my Republic list, I often choose the gas clouds when I'm flying the ARC 170. It isn't the best, the most maneuverable ship, so yeah, you don't want to worry about your obstacles. You want to shoot, you don't want to get stressed, and maybe you want to change your defensive die. You only have 1, so wouldn't be that bad if you could change it, even if you don't have focus, or if you just roll a blank. So gas clouds are nice to have. Good. We have 2 lanes of gas clouds. We have multiple free lanes in between, so the ARC shouldn't have that much of a problem just flying through all of that obstacles. And here you see the player using range rulers or maneuver templates to place his ships, and that is legal. The rules declare you have to be inside the range 1 of your play area edge, and that's what he does. So you can use it if you're not exceeding this range 1 restriction. So you can have your setup. And as you can see, he has his plans. Yeah, and you can hear probably someone of the noise I've recorded, and you will hear them sing. I'm not sure if I want to say sorry for that or just enjoy. It was so funny to do the protocol for this one because they were quite in a good mood for a final. The player to the right, which we already have seen in another video, it wasn't obvious that he would play on this table. The player to the right won 3 games out of the 3 before, and all the other players below him won 2, or a lot of them won 2 games. So the software just chose randomly one, and it was this player to play against him. So, and for all players who want to win this tournament at this stage, is clear. The player to the left, player 1, has to lose his game, and they must win to win the tournament. That's also quite possible because at this stage the MOF of player 1 wasn't that high. I myself have a list with 2 ARC 170s, and these statistics aren't that bad, but the MOF is always a bit bad. You win games, but you don't win them by much. So compared to all others who has the similar number of games won, you always you're not doing that great. Let's say it like that. So I think the Republic will go like we just fly slowly towards you and see what you do, and the Empire, I'm not sure what they can do or want to do at this point. Maybe they decide one to go up or to go down, and all of them go up or down, and just let the Republic close in the hope that they must do some other maneuvers than just flying straight, and do maybe some mistakes. But as I said, gas clouds are quite forgiving for mistakes. You only lose your action in your action step. So, for example, if someone can coordinate you, you can still do your actions. You can still shoot if you land on them. Not if you have debris, you can shoot, for example, but you get stressed, so you can't do actions neither coordinated nor in your action step. If you land on an asteroid, you won't shoot. That's it. Yeah. 1-4 for the pilots 1 and 2. Annie flies the same speed. Obi-Wan a bit faster. Could be that he wants to, now he has a line through those debris, through the gas clouds quite nicely, but he could also just turn downwards again if he wants to mislead them. But I think the Republic player wants to have the fight in the same corner of the play area as the Imperial, as player 2. They both want it in the upper right corner, seems. I think the Imperial, the player 2, figured that Anakin could be a quite nice target, that he could kill him quite nicely, maybe. Or he could kill him much easier than Obi-Wan. But Darth Vader has to be careful, because if he kills Anakin, he won't become Vader. So for all those who are thinking about time travel for episode 9, when you're playing X-Wing, There's right now the chance that you are already in a time travel paradox somehow because of the different, let's say, time areas involved. I mean, you can have Han Solo from 3 different time periods. You can have Anakin flying for the Republic in 2 different ways, or Darth Vader. Yeah, so that's that. It's my fourth video I'm commenting in a row, and I think I'm not sure which is more exhausting, to do it live or to do it afterwards. To do it live like the Gold Squadron podcast. The Republic going a bit faster this time. The advantage of doing it afterwards is you have the protocol. You don't have to watch on it that carefully to not miss anything because you already watched them. Disadvantage, you have to watch multiple times to do your protocols to make sure you don't miss a thing. But you can, I don't know, I'm not sure. If you're doing our live stream for our next tournament, there will be no comments, so won't know it either after that. But yeah, Grand Inquisitor turning towards the arcs, maybe trying to, depending on what Anakin does next round, to confront him between the upper 2 gas clouds. No one shooting this round either. Or did Vader just... Oh no, he did a target lock. Soontir fell, fitting in quite nicely behind Vader. Thinking about barrel rolling or boosting somewhat. Maybe talking a bit too much. Singing. I don't know. I don't hear what they are doing, but I know at some points they will start their careers as singers. So I think P2 will turn in with the... I don't know, will he turn in with the bank or not? I don't remember. That's the other part of the equation, of course. If you do the protocol and you know the match, it's sometimes a bit harder not to spoil any information too early. Or you remember it wrong and say, oh, he's totally gonna do this, and then you surprise yourself because you forgot it's going the other way. So for the Imperial, let's see. I would say Fel and Darth will maybe go like 2 straight, trying to catch Annie. Annie will do a 3 maneuver no matter what. But maybe bank, or no, I think he will go straight too. And the Grand Inquisitor, maybe a bank 3 or going slow, because P1 could block him if he's not that careful. And if he's blocked, Obi-Wan and P2 would have a great shot at him. A bank from P2 could do... No, it wouldn't fit, but he could barrel roll. They can do barrel rolls, the arcs. There's a target lock from P2. Yeah, P1 goes quite fast. Trying to block. Maybe the 2 bank would fit. But if he did the 3 bank, I think he would bump. Straightforward by Anakin. Boosting. Trying to block Vader if he did just the 2 straight. Obi-Wan trying to close in. Yeah, I think he's convinced that the Grand Inquisitor will go up. And he was quite right. He didn't do the bank though, but he bumped anyway into Obi-Wan. Sorry. It's my 4th video today to comment, so I'm a bit was a bit crazy saying I want to do all the videos today to get them out as quickly as possible to relieve my wife a bit of X-Wing. A target lock on P1 from Darth Vader in the focus, and a bump from Soontir. And he couldn't bump Vader, but he let Fell bump. Yeah. This gas cloud moving. So, who's going to shoot first? He has... oh yeah, they were discussing about Soontir Fell's ability, and it reads in your bullseye. No range restrictions, so he gets his focus, of course, and he fires at P1. With 2 hits, a blank, P1, 2 shields. Next Darth also on him, on P1 with critted hit, blank again, another shield, hit crit, and the crit is the you can only do focus actions. I don't know which one it is in English. I think damage sensor array, I think, maybe. So Obi-Wan could shoot at Vader or at Soontir, and he decides to shoot on Vader. Crit blank, evade 2 blanks, so Vader's good. Grand Inquisitor firing at P1 with crit hit. That's an evade. And I have no idea what the crit was. So we have points. Now it's P1's turn. But I think they're shooting out of order because Anakin would have shot first. Or was it Annie who shoots here? I don't know. But someone shooting at the Grand Inquisitor, but I don't think it's Annie because that would have meant I weigh 1 shield off the Inquisitor. That's the important part of this engagement. Yeah, because now they're measuring for measuring for the obstacles over there, but then they remember, oh wait, I think we forgot Annie. Or not? No, 4 times again. Ha! What was I thinking? I think, any shot, and I forgot, but he didn't make any damage either way. But the Inquisitor suffered shield hit crit and was destroyed from through the shot of P2. So points lost on both sides, no regen on the sides of the Republic, so the points are safe, but losing the Inquisitor in the first real engagement is kind of hard. But like, except Obi-Wan, all the other ships could fire on him, and I think P1 spent his charge to let P2 fire a 4-die attack as well. So, and he recharges it, and Obi-Wan spent a force to look at the maneuver of Vader. And he just fits in there. He has a crit symbol. That's the crit. I don't know what it. I couldn't read it. I have to remember to say it to the other players. Hey guys, please use the try to move the card a bit because of reflections. Anakin over the gas clouds. P2 over gas clouds. Obi-Wan on his ridiculously high pedestal. It's like 5 or I don't know, 4 or 6 plastic pegs, and it was so funny to see. Also, the arcs are quite high or in different heights, so they can move around all other ships. It's a good idea not to get distracted from removing the ships or the risk of repositioning the ships while removing the model. I don't know what I want said to the camera. I think he bumped. So it's maybe a good idea to have them a bit high or a bit low or different heights altogether. But still, you have to know how to touch them as well, because if you're touching Obi-Wan, you have such a big lever that the forces would reposition him anyway. So Fel gets focus, and Vader shoots first. Not Han, but Vader shoots first on the target he has in lock. And he generates that's an evade. 2 damage going through, and P1 is destroyed. Still don't know what the crit is. Fel shooting at P2. Rerolls 1 and still gets only 1 hit. And 1 focus, and P2 loses shield. Now it's Obi's turn. He gets his focus already. And he generates hit blank blank against Darth. Darth a lot of focus, spending his force to 2 force to evade those 2 hits. And he's shooting at Darth. Crit hit. And 1 evade, 2 blanks, 1 shield of Darth, but he would regen 1 force. For that, and P2, shooting at Darth with 2 hits focus blank and 2 evades from Darth. Nothing more to report on that. The points wise, player 1 still a bit behind, but not by much. But exchanging a Grand Inquisitor for an Arc, it's hard to say who had the advantage out of this exchange. Let's see, what could Vader do? What would make sense for Vader to do? All enemy ships going up or leftish, I think. Anakin is a bit hard to say. Sure, Obi-Wan could go down too, but I think P2 won't go far, except he does the 2 turn to the right. So Vader will probably K-turn or Talon roll. Fel. I think Fel would be best for Fel just to go straight through. 5 straight. Yeah, that's Vader's maneuver. Cannot see it. Oh, alright. The arc for K-turn. Wants his front arc to face the enemy, so he gets this extra attack die, of course. So Anakin or Annie. Going downwards to the right. Should I stay or should I go? Question is repositioning or not, but I think he's doing the target lock or focus. Obi-Wan 4K turning. Thinking that Vader won't go over the gas cloud, but will go straight. And he ends up right in front of Anakin. Oh, but facing Anakin. 4K quite aggressive. Fel cannot barrel roll behind Annie. Barrels towards P2, but now boosting. Wasn't sure to get arc, but now he's quite in an awkward position. But now it's Darth's turn. With 3 hits against 2 evades, so 1 shield off Annie. Two evades because of the evade token, of course. Obi-Wan against Fel. Gets his focus already. target lock. He gets to reroll defocus as well. 3 hits and 2 hits on Soontir. That's any against Darth. Rerolling, spending force, I think, but nothing to fear for Darth. And P2, range 2, unobstructed against Fel. That could hurt, but not if it's only focus. Doesn't look too good for the Empire right now. Still, they have the advantage in the initiative. They can remove a ship from the board before it can shoot back, but now both are stressed, both looking in the opposite direction. It's getting hard to focus on a target right now. Vader cannot turn. And he's flying back towards the Ark and Obi-Wan. Both of them probably already waiting. I have to say, when I'm placing my obstacles, I try to avoid putting obstacles in a row. I read somewhere or heard somewhere some time ago, it's a bad thing to do. But when you're flying Republic, and especially with 2 arcs, maybe it's not such a bad idea after all to let that everything is quite neat and straight. Obi-Wan looks at Vader's style again, spending a force. Just straightforward from the arc. Maybe Vader will bump. Annie trying to bang, but bumps into Darth, into Vader. Obi-Wan just losing stress. Knows how Vader will end up, so he can decide to boost or not. He tries to boost. I'm not sure what the maneuver of Vader is, but if it's like it would have fit between the Ark and Annie, it would now bump into Obi-Wan and would stay where it is, so quite a nice shot. And I think that's what happened now. Fel will bump as well. So total advantage for the Republic right now. Annie has a shot on Fel, range 1, beautifully. Obi-Wan has a shot on Darth. But first, Darth can shoot at Obi-Wan. Range 1. 3 hits. Spending focus or spending force, I think, because there's a focus line there. But he does neither and loses the shield and gets a hit on the hull. Not quite sure what the idea was, because he now spends the force, and Darth evades everything. Annie on Fel waits as well. P1, well, what was his action? A P2, I don't know. I think he forgot to defocus. Or did he a target lock? He just made focus blank, and that's about it. Now it starts to the calculation. How much point do I have to destroy of the opponent to get a victory or not, or what's not? The game is still pretty much open, but Vader is a bit. It's a bit hard for Vader to turn because the Republic will go downwards rightish. To the lower right corner, possibly. So if he wants to turn, he has to do a barrel roll over the gas cloud, perhaps. I think the Republic now wants to kill Fel. That's why he looked on Fel's style, not on Vader's, because he knows Vader cannot go on many positions. There we have Annie's barrel roll trick. All hands and fingers in use to get a precise positioning of Annie. Joking around. Still good atmosphere between those two. They know each other for quite some times. Well, yeah. Obi-Wan bumps. The question is, what's Fel gonna do? The 2, yes. The question to face now is, he's gonna stay where he is. Trying to get the quite tempting target. Vader onto the P2, and P2 loses a shield again. Annie has no shot, Obi has no shot, so P2 has to decide now, and I think he's firing at Vader because he didn't change that blank result. Or did he choose on Fel? Maybe he didn't change it because it's obvious. No, he would have had 4 dice, so it has to be Vader, and that means 1 damage on Vader. Now I know what I was thinking writing this protocol. I was like, oh, was it on Fel? So he should have changed it, but then he would also have had 4 defense dice, so it must be Vader. He couldn't do anything about it, so yeah, I think it's Vader. Only 11 points behind for the Imperial player, but Fel only 1 life left. Okay, for Fel it doesn't mean that much. He can die with full health with 1 shot, so Vader without shields, but possibly full of force. If he gets some damage through or remove a ship, possibly Obi-Wan. The game is totally on. Possibly they were singing again, I don't know. He spent the charge last round, I think. Now he is regenning the charge and trying to block Fell. Obi-Wan S-loop, I guess. Yes. Vader K-turning again. I think he did the K-turn because of because he wouldn't want to risk that Obi-Wan blocks the upper corner. Or the way upwards. Upwards. I don't know. Boost from Fell. Barrel roll hiding behind the gas cloud. So like, if you're gonna shoot me, Annie, you have to shoot hot. Darth on Obi-Wan, 2 hits. Spends 2 force tokens to evade. Obi-Wan firing back at Darth. Hit focus, no force left. And I think there was 1 evade at least in that, so no damage on Vader. Any measuring range. 1 hit against Fell. And yeah, was like all had to be focused to not evade that. That was round 8. Time is near its end. Yeah, if Obi-Wan would have died this round, the table would have totally turned. And I think the safest bet to do for the Imperial player, if he would have killed him, is just to run for it. Run as fast as far as possible to avoid getting shot, because I'm not that much of a fan of doing that, but it's the final. You know, if you win it now, you could end up winning the tournament. So do the unhonorable thing to win, or do the honorable thing to and possibly lose? That's one of the greatest questions in X-Wing. Besides why the TIE Reaper is called TIE Schnitter in German, which it's just bad. I think P2 will turn upwards, landing on the gas clouds. Annie doing 2 or possibly a 3 straight to or a 3 bank to get his evade, to open his arc. Or oh yeah, P2 could go straight Anakin 3-bank into between those two middle gas clouds, or P2 doing one bank and having quite an arc on Fel. So Fel's only option would be to go like 5 straight, and Obi-Wan and Anakin could fight it off together somewhere else, because I don't think Vader would go over the gas cloud right now. Don't want to lose his actions. He cannot K-turn or Talon roll again. Obi-Wan has to lose his stress as well, but he can just one bank upwards. Possibly have an arc on Vader again. Maybe, depending on the direction of the of Vader, maybe P2 could also have an arc on Vader, depending on what Fel is gonna do, and if he wants to get rid of Fel or to get rid of Vader. The other tables are almost done at this point, so we see some visitors. The camera table was in a separate room. It's a bit better for the infrastructure, and especially for the final game, it's a bit more. I'm not sure. I'm always between. I don't want to isolate the players on this table, but I also want to give them. I mean, to play on camera is a distraction for itself. Yeah. Going one straight, trying to have arc on Vader or Fel, depending on which direction to go. 3 turn, that's a bit of hard. He wouldn't get the evade, I think, because the maneuver isn't fully executed. He landed on the gas cloud. If he wouldn't have landed on the gas cloud, he would have done another action, I think. Obi-Wan trying to block Vader if he tries to go downwards. He goes upwards, and I think he bumps into Obi. Yeah, maneuver doesn't fit, so he bumps. There's a handshake. Not to give up, but time's up. They do one final roll, and apparently Vader draw a direct hit, had 3 hulls, but the crit gate through, so Vader would have died anyway this round. And that's it. That's the final round of our tournament. As I said, for the next tournament, we are planning to do live streaming and the commenting video parts. And we also want to do 2 tournaments next year. Yeah, that's that. If you have any comments you want to leave behind, stuff I've overseen or I did wrong, or you didn't understand my English and you have some questions about what happened right there, what did you say, you can ask. Feel free. Also, if you think, oh, your videos kind of look dumb or you could do that better, please give feedback. Positive or constructive feedback's always welcome, so we could get better, so we can make better content for everyone. Yeah, that's that. And I say thank you for listening to this, thank you for watching, and have a nice day, nice weekend, nice year. I don't know when you will see the next video or not of our channel. So, yeah. Bye till next time.